The next game for SNES Gems is one I've wanted to play for almost a decade, Bahamut Lagoon. Without saying anything, just look at it. This is one of the most beautiful Super Nintendo games I have ever seen. Lush backgrounds, near-painted dragons, and even fluid attack movements. Even flying islands across majestic colored backgrounds. This episode will explain the controls and battle system. First, you have a battle map. Your group is represented by 4 characters, each with their own dragon. First, your character has a movement phase and is limited to how far they can move. Second, you can do one of 2 things. You can attack with a far-range magic attack, or you can attack head-on. If you attack with a long-range attack, the enemy will lose hit points, and you won't. If you attack head-on, you will find that you are now fighting with 4 people. Each human on the map represents 4 people. So you are controlling a party of 12 in the beginning. Now in battle mode, you are playing what is a typical RPG battle. Each of your characters has special abilities, regular attacks, and can even use items. Attacking far range is safer, and can also attack multiple enemy groups at once. But going in close can take out an enemy quicker, and will give you more gold. However, you will be attacked and take damage in the process. Whoever initiates the attack goes first, followed by the next person. Once everyone has attacked once, the action ends and everyone gets experience points and items, even if some of the monsters are still alive. If your dragon is within a space or 2, he will also join the attack. There are 3 things you can command your dragon to do. If your dragon is set to go, he will attack whatever enemy he pleases. In the first level, you can tell this is not a good idea, because my ice dragon decided to attack ice mages with ice spells, which only regained the enemy's hit points instead of hurting them. Your second option is come, which means your dragon will fly towards you and attack enemies near your character. Third, you can command the dragon to wait, and he won't attack and will heal if he has the ability. However, he won't always listen and sometimes will attack depending on what you fed him. Once your dragon has attacked, he will either attack from a far range or he will attack close in the RPG battle. The only downside to this is that the dragon will be attacked once by every enemy present, as he is the only thing they can attack, so you have to be mindful of this, especially if your dragon is trapped between 2 to 3 enemies on the screen, as this really means he will be attacked 8 to 12 times and could die pretty quickly if you're not careful. Each battle is a strategy of placing your characters so that you can accomplish your objectives and make the best attack. 2 of your parties are good fighters, 1 group are your healers, and the other are powerful magic users. After the prologue, you get an extra dragon squad, making your total army 20 people and 5 dragons. After you finish your turn, it is now the enemy's, and he can do everything that you could. Magic is encouraged as battles, because if you attack with a fire spell, you will most likely get Firegrass to feed your dragon, giving him more fire power, and you have a better chance of getting fire-resistant armor or fire-imbued weapons. And yes, there is a dragon-feeding element to this game. You start out with 5 dragons, and from what I can tell, their attributes have flame, ice, thunder, life, and poison. I fed my strange bear-looking dragon some poison because it would increase his second best attribute, and he suddenly transformed into a giant crab-electric dragon. Feeding dragons weapons will make them more aggressive, and they will fly off and attack the enemy directly more. Feeding them armor will make them more likely to attack with a ranged attack. Books make a dragon smarter, and sweets give them more magic, but too much sweets and they won't listen to you. Dragon feeding sometimes evolves the dragons, and they usually look different. Sometimes it's the element increasing every 10 digits depending on other elements you have, and other times it's from stats I can't determine. Before I made this video, I saw that someone did have a dragon feeding guide on GameFAQs, but it's more fun to experiment and see what your dragon becomes. In one example, I had an awesome Hydra. However, when I gave him some poison, he became much scarier looking. I don't think you wanted to do this. Increasing his holy attribute by 20 more points eventually turned him back into a powerful, peaceful-looking dragon. Also, one of my dragons, despite the fact he had a mix of different elements, somehow became a uni-uni, which removed all of his elemental properties. Though it made him very powerful, what this means is that all 4 riders on him now had no access to any of the powers of fire, ice, thunder, earth, heal, or poison, and instead only had 1 uni-power attack. I then had to monitor my other dragon's stats carefully to ensure this didn't happen again. But that is the fun of the transformation process. Also, you have to switch your people around, because if you use the same dragon over and over, the other dragons will get jealous that you're using them all the time. Finally, after that, you will learn formation. If you have 2 wizards on 1 dragon, their power is increased. But if you have 3 wizards on 1 dragon, their power increases exponentially, so it's a good idea to keep similar types of people together to deal more damage and heal more hit points. The heavier a party is together, the fewer number of spaces they can move on their movement phase. Well, that is all for how to play this game. Next time, I'll have an actual review of the game.